Hello Internet! I'm the Disney Brain and welcome to the Andi Mack review. Last time, we discussed building up the characters as individuals, as well as another potential clue regarding the recurring mystery of Andi's father. This time around, that mystery continues, Andi and Bex throw a party, and a couple of good dramatic moments. So, with all that said, let's dive into episode 4, Dancing in the Dark. We start things off right where episode 3 ended, with Andi questioning the identity of the man in Bex's picture. Bex denies that the picture has any meaning, but Andi knows her better than that. Based on how Bex handled this situation, there is a good chance that the man in question actually isn't Andi's father. He could very well be a completely different man from Bex's past that just so happens to make Bex uncomfortable all the same. Another really smart move here in the opening minutes, because whether the picture ends up being Andi's father or not, it starts to slowly unravel the side mystery of the life Bex lived in between leaving home and having Andi. And if the pilot episode is anything to go by, then that time frame could be a TV show all its own. Later on, it becomes clear that everyone Andi knows, and several people she doesn't, knows about her true parentage. Apparently, Cyrus's mom loves to talk, and Jonah, being who he is, naturally thinks the development is awesome. Grandma Mack, however, doesn't find the situation nearly as interesting, which forces her to go on an unplanned vacation. And it just figures that as soon as I wanted to say, nice to have the father back, away he goes again. Some things never change, I guess. This gives Bex the idea to host a party, because why not? It starts off as fun and lively, as any party does, but we've all watched enough of these things to know that drama and an abrupt end to said party are all but guaranteed. But before all that goes down, we do get a hilarious exchange from Buffy and a new character named Marty, along with a couple of nice dance sequences. And Amber is back too, and she's not taking too kindly to Andi dancing with her boyfriend, which leads to Amber literally asking the entire party about Andi's father. And it's one of the most gut-wrenching, straight-up cruel moments that this show has put us through to date. And even with that description, it still feels like I'm underselling it. And with that, Andi and Bex both escape the party, with Andi once again bringing up the show's single most definitive question. A question that Bex is clearly not ready to address. But the party quickly ends because, guess what? The parents are back early. But it was significantly longer than Aaron's party, so there's that. Grandma Mack apparently exploded with anger off screen, and Bex promises Andi that they'll finish that conversation. Eventually. Then, we end with an interesting exchange between Bex and Ham. Bex thought that Andi's real father never knew about her, but Ham actually told him about Andi. It's a reveal that probably won't change too much in terms of the current family dynamic, but it does raise a lot of new questions regarding who Andi's dad is as a person, because he knows about Andi, but apparently has never once bothered to see her. And that's Dancing in the Dark. Another really solid episode that does well to build on the father mystery that the pilot episode initiated. Now, I don't know if Disney Channel would want to pull the trigger on a Kermit but an asshole type of characterization, especially on a network filled almost exclusively with great fathers. But should that end up being the case, I do think it would be an interesting place to go. It would be another novel idea in a show that's proving to be filled with novel ideas, so I think they could really make it work. Beyond that, and the potential for an important character arc for Bex in the near future, there's not too much to say about this one. Most, if not all of the Andi related plot this time around feels like intentional build-up for episodes to come. I really like build-up, but it also means most of the important details here will only really become important retroactively. I mean, heck, even the supporting characters get a few teases at developments to come, more so than any concrete character building this time around. Which also makes it that much smarter of them to hire Paul to direct this specific episode, because nobody does tiny but important details like he does. And several times now in 2017, he's proving he can still effectively utilize that style even without a full movie to work with. So, just like on the back end of the previous episode, Andi Mack as a show is planting seeds and patiently waiting for them to grow while they do other things in the meantime. Just like last time, they're slowly peeling back the layers, but instead of focusing on individual characters, they're focusing on the largest plot point and methodically revealing the intricacies thereof. I've stressed it before, I'll probably stress it again, but it bears repeating that this is absolutely the right mentality for this show, because not only is it working extremely well to this point, but with every new step in the journey, I find myself more and more invested in what's to come down the road, as well as who's to come. And on top of all of that, the characters currently present are pretty much all well realized, chock full of potential, and just plain fun. Dancing in the Dark may someday prove to be at least as important as the pilot once Andi Mack shows its hand completely. But until then, it's another really good entry in this really good series. A week from now, Cyrus is going on a double date, which could help clear some things up in terms of where his character stands. And until then, thanks for watching.
I guess congratulations are in order. Grandma.